Good morning and welcome to Daily Game Design. I do have a few big picture things to try out here, and I'm pretty excited with some of the main changes that have come up over the last couple days. Great playtesting over the weekend, great playtesting on Wednesday, and so I'm just in a little bit of an experimental mode. You know, I kind of thought I was close to the final form of the game in terms of like what's on the cards, right? And then um and then some good
It looks
insight.
like your Wi-Fi name or
Oh,
password has changed. To update your Wi-Fi information, go to the Alexa app.
yikes. Okay, so after I mean I think I am pretty close in a way. But after the weekend and then Wednesday, it was clear that something needed to change with the grant office. That was very helpful. That was a Wednesday revelation. And then, well, I'm sure there are going to be some graphic design things, but just the fact that the grant office wasn't useful at all because it came out late, reflecting on that led to a few changes with the town hall. And some other tweaks. So I'm going to make the tweaks based on yesterday's playtest with Francisco. I had a really great time with Francisco trying this out. And it's clear that already some of these, like some things just needed to change. But here is the super big picture question. And it's what should the dimensions of these cards be? So I do think there needs to be more breathing room. Francisco asked that rather than just a single meeple down here in the corner, that there would be an actual a space for the meeples represented in just the same way that it's represented on these cards here. So there's actually like a big space that you would actually lay the meeple down. And I'm not super convinced I need to do that. It's a nice idea. Nobody's mentioned it before. It doesn't mean it's still a nice idea. Some of it is a surface area problem. So it's another reason to sort of expand the cards. Another reason is that the town hall is carrying entirely too many things in the way that it's laid out right now. It feels way too busy. Some of it may not be necessary, like this trophy thing may not be necessary. But I was thinking of adding something else to it. And in that case, then a bunch of things would have to change. Everything else, I feel like this is maybe too busy, the warehouse. Okay, I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to create these. I'm going to resize. And what are the dimensions? Let's see. Different card, playing card dimensions. Because I think tarot is the way to go, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's look at these. Poker size. Tarot, look at how much more surface area that is. That's great, right? So it's 897 by 1479. 897 by 1479. It's not. Is it here? No, it's not. Also, wait a second. That is pixels. Right? I think it is in pixels here. Bridge cards, tarot. 70 by 120. $70 by 120. $70 by 120. I've never tried to have this size printed before, actually. And this is like, this is going to be, this is a big change. Okay. Let's see what happened. What? What did I do? What in the world? I thought the... It's so funny. It's such a simple... I'm sure that, like, the thought process is the simplest thing in the world to sort out, and I don't know what I just... how I just messed that up. I'm gonna trash it and try again. Okay, custom size. The width. Like, what am I doing wrong? 120 by 70. Copy and resize. $120 by 70. There it is. Why did that scare me for a second? So for the most part, this just takes like spreading stuff out a little bit. That's for the most part, I think. Just a little more breathing room. Like this needs to shift over. Yeah, just kind of expand things a little bit. Start around. Give me one more day. So my expectation is that I'll be able to, like, I'll print a version of this next week. prepping for BGG Con. That's what I'm up to here. Thank you. You know, I went over to Armchair last night. I knew that Amy from Pink Tiger Games was going to be there. She and her husband Andy were going to have a table to run some demos. I didn't get to really hang out with her at all during the con, or at least I didn't really prioritize that. So it was nice that she was scheduled to be at Armchair, that we could catch up there. She's very sweet, and she's plugged in pretty well. It sounds like. I mean, she's been active in the industry since 2017. Has, I think, 7 games out. I don't know. 4 or 5 of them are in Barnes and Noble, so that's great. She's doing well. She and her husband have solved a lot of business problems, which I think is amazing. Oh, that was actually pretty close. I was hoping these would be at least similar sizes. I resized. So 7.7.1. It's a close enough kind of situation. Oh. I think this is too much. Right. So last night was the first well, welcome, Mike. And last night was the first time I played the games. She described them. And blow this tree right up. Now it's almost like there's like a bunch of wasted space, but that's fine. I think these free actions actually need to be more prominent. What is that doing there? So we played, the first game we played is You Think You Know Me? Or what is it? I looked it up at Amazon. I think it was You Think You Know Me. Yeah, here it is. And I have to say, I've played a few of the get to know you type of games, like conversation starter, deck things, and most of the time, ask a question, boring. Like there's nothing interesting there except for giving people the opportunity to be interesting in their responses. So that's cool. Oh, what was I doing? However, what I like about, why is this here? Was it just behind something? However, what was nice about You Think You Know Me was that the players have to guess. They have to guess. And so what it does is it it makes you think in very short order, like kind of, it's like a snap judgment kind of thing, especially with new people. Like we didn't know each other at all, and oh, this doesn't, why is this here? It doesn't need to be this big. See, I love the word vestigial for some of these things. Like I don't remember why it's this big, or why it's even there. So I thought, as a get to know you game, of course it'd be kind of cool. It'd be fine if you already kind of know each other well, and so then it becomes almost like a quiz. I don't think I love it for that, as a sort of quiz for people who know each other. But for people who don't know each other yet, it was a cool set of issues. Like, because you're trying not to, like, you don't have much information. You're just looking at them, probably stereotyping a little bit. Like you've had very few interactions, so you've seen them a little bit. Even at the start of the game, you can read just a little, and then like good luck. Like, one of mine was, what's like, I think one of your favorite songs is. Or I think you are a patient or not patient person. Like there's this big range. Or I think you think this is a deal breaker, right? And the game offers like an actually kind of cool experience, and I think the guessing is essential there. That's what makes it, for me, that's what adds the edge. That's what makes it fun. Is you're gonna have to eventually, another one of mine was, I think you have not been cheated on. And you're just gonna have to go for it if you're gonna try to finish your hand of cards. Because it's just like, I mean, it's not a serious game. So what you do is you read off the card, you give your guess, and then you're supposed to have let them already decide what their answer is. And if they match, then you discard your card. The first player to discard all their cards wins. And so there's not much of a game there. However, it's like, it is a challenge, and you can run out of cards earlier than somebody else. They said, some people tend to be better guessers than others. So that is a real thing. And you could get better at the game. And so I think technically it works. And anyway, I actually basically went directly online to see how much it costs, because I thought, what, this is pretty good at what it's trying to do. So that was pretty neat. Anyway, to your point, Mike, niche is absolutely right. She does these sort of like, let's get to know each other, let's feel good about ourselves and our little group here sorts of games. Like one of her games is the Game of War, except you are Oh, this is a little bit what I was nervous about. I think I'm gonna lose the sizing of all these squares, and I don't want to go through and do this all again. Huh. So I'm actually going to grab these squares here and just get rid of. I actually like this layout better anyway. I don't know why I didn't do this from the start. Okay, so it's a game of war, but with compliments. So you flip over your card, you try with all sincerity, you try to give a compliment to the other player, and if the compliment lands and it lands for both of you, then you play war. So you flip over, you discard 3 more cards on top, and you flip over the next card, and you try to compliment. Oh, you know what I saw? I actually saw Seth's stream yesterday for a little bit, and this was for the first time. And somehow he blocked these chatbot things that try to get you to like buy viewers. I don't know how to do that though. Anyway, so you're trying to out compliment the other player in a way, and it was just cute. It was funny. It was pleasant. It was, I guess they said for some people it's really awkward to try to take compliments, and I believe it. I like that makes sense to me. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Oh, I just realized what this lightning thing is. Yeah, of course. It's this. Like, wow, that is a great amount of space. I like that a lot. Hmm. Of course, these can spread out as well. Like that was easy. Okay, one thing, a change coming to this card is the addition of a trophy track, and I think that's right. With the addition of trophies all over the place, it's useful to expand. Um, Honestly, there could be some player aid information here too. But I think the language independence needs to apply to every card. I would like language dependence to apply to every card. Maybe it's not possible. And I also don't think there's enough space to go that way. That's totally fine. I think I'm trying 6 trophies. So I think I want to track trophies at the top, actually. I don't know what other info I could put here. But there is a little bit of space. I think I'm going to add a 7th. No, I'll just leave it at 6 for playtesting right now. I can always just draw in a 7th. That looks good. Okay, now town hall surgery. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I really do like having this more real estate here. And I keep hearing that people think these look like French flags. I don't know if I can help them, just in the sense that the colors are blue and red. Overall, I like the marking. I like how it's working when you place to cover. Oh, I wanted to name. I wanted to make the names of on the cards more prominent too. So definitely want to do that. Hmm. Maybe I can shrink this back down. I wonder if there's like an industrial. Gritty. Working. Yeah, this is all quality of life stuff. But I think for a pretty prototype, it's probably useful. I would think. It eats up a lot of space, though. I guess. Duplicate that bad boy. Oh. Seven and 16. And I don't really use this icon, but it's probably better to mark the starting side. But yeah, I'll do that instead. I'm just gonna place a box similar color to what I have. What I realized is that these cards, oh no, the coloring or the coloration of these boxes is inconsistent. So here, there is a cost and there is a benefit. Here there's a cost. The benefit is shown over here in gray. So I guess what I could do is I could change. I know this is a little bit awkward, but I'm gonna try it. Something like this. I thought there was one type of shape. Because the thing is, what I want is a shape that gives me the rounded. Oh, no, that's fine. It gives me the rounded corners on one edge. I'm gonna move this to the bottom. Make it gray. Which gray though? And then check. So at least in this way, the idea of a payout is more consistent here. It looks awkward. It looks awkward this way, but at least the coloring, excuse me, coloration is clearer. Of like, what am I looking at, right? Am I looking at a cost or am I looking at a benefit? Like, that's fine. Like that's useful. This is also inconsistent, but I'm just gonna leave it. This is one that needs an adjustment. How to do this though? This is inconsistent too. Maybe. I think what I can do here is move this guy and then describe the payout over here. I'm losing a bunch of space because of this white space right here. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, this is not ideal at all, but we'll try. Could be worse, I guess. Yeah, that's okay. This one, not so good. Well, let me do this. Yeah, again, it's a lot of vestigial, right? It's stuff that made sense a while ago, but does not make sense anymore. Like this should be over. This should be up here in a gray box. This should just be over here. It was cool that last night there were several more people at Armchair than that came from the con. So that was pretty cool. Get to know a few more people. There's another 2 building. But a consistent experience does seem to be, that people come to Armchair. Thankfully, like Dean was available to teach and hang out with this one couple that I think was their first time coming. And thanks for asking, Mike. I just messaged. I never heard back. No, not yet. Haven't heard back, but I found out that the guy that is the contact, no, that like is like making the event or organizing the event. He's actually in the Unpub Discord. So I messaged him directly. I assume, and I messaged him assuming that I won't be added to the Speed Pitch event. But what I did ask was, is there a way to find out which publishers are taking pitches? Because this whole time I thought BGG Con was not really a con for pitching. In other words, I was told, I think it was in the BGDL group, that, well, first of all, because PAX is on the same weekend, most of a publisher's resources are going to be shunted that way, including probably people with influence. So I just kind of assume, because BGG Con is smaller, that they're not going to send their they're pitch takers. I don't know the system. I don't know how it works. So I thought there's just, like All Play's there, CGE is there, who else? Lucky Duck is there. But I just kind of thought, well, they must be sending their just minions to BGG Con. So when I realized, well, there's the speed pitch, then at least I know somebody is there taking pitches, and that's what I asked this guy Ben about. Is there a way to know? Is there a way to know who is actually taking pitches? So it's a shot in the dark, but hopefully he says, "Oh yeah, no problem. I added you to the speed pitch event, and these are the publishers taking pitches." Wow, that'd be a dream response. If he doesn't respond, I'll just start emailing the publishers there to see if I can get a meeting. Okay. Okay, so this is not great. There's a lot of... This is taking up a lot of space, however this is working. I think you can shift. What is this box? It was a nothing, I guess. Have you done speed pitching, Mike? No. Yeah, I don't love how this layout is. Like, I keep being tempted to allow cards to be really inconsistent. So I'm going to do it here for now. But, like, when else would you look at the bottom left of the card for information? But it's just like, well, this is the space I have left, especially if if I'm going to put the name at the top just like this each time. Give me one more baby. I think this is useful. I mean, especially as you're teaching and obviously referring to different buildings, it's useful to have the name big and upfront. So I have some schoolwork. I have my class to prep today, and that's my only other real responsibility. Like that, I just have to get done by sometime this afternoon. But otherwise, I can do some playtesting. How's your internet been? Is it back to consistent? Or reliable? Oh, I didn't realize I could just drag like that. I wouldn't do it that often, but that's still kind of nice. It just makes sense, right? If the benefit is always listed next to the cost. Oh, I need to change this. It's always good. Just happen to have one weird outage that night. Right on. What was behind? Oh, the tree. Seems fine. It's cool working on this stuff because I know I'm not a graphic designer, but it's kind of cool to like challenge myself to do these kinds of things. And then I do end up having kind of strong opinions about stuff like this somehow, even though I'm not really that good at it. Because it's really about legibility, right? It's really about does the player understand the meaning? Oh, I don't think I marked this with a star. I just realized A side and B side makes more sense for the warehouse, something like that. Whereas the star, I mean, I could do A side, B side. Actually, I probably should do A side and B side. What font is this? A side and B side. Oh, that's perfect. A side, B side. And then on the hardware store, I can just mark it like this instead. Tiny little A. Slightly bigger A. So how did you know about Pink Tiger Games? Or what's your exposure been to them? You talked about it and I looked them up. Oh. Yeah. Well, that's perfect. Oh, I did not see those phantom. I didn't realize that's what that was. These phantom letters. And have I done that anywhere else? It looks like I have. Uh-oh. That's awkward. Did I put these boxes anywhere else? There was a +3 and then 2 paragraph breaks in each box. I just moved around. It's wild how much these little simple tools, like how helpful they are, like this background remover thing, is just crazy. It's so easy, so fast, so nice. I need to add a little A and B. I'm going to change the portrait size too. I don't know if I have to, but I suppose I will. Yeah, yeah, it'll be nice to have a little more space over here. I think I'm just gonna get rid of this payout here. In the end, there's not really a great reason for it. Again, vestigial. So there was a little bit of pushback on losing a trophy. If you like, as the gift shop resets, there was some pushback there. And I don't know. I actually like being able to lose trophies in that way. So yeah, I don't know how strong the feelings really were there. Hmm. Yeah, this is better. Oh, it's a gift shop. It's also a little bit mindless. It's kind of nice for a change, just to just make little changes like this. I mean, they're significant, and I still feel like I have to process like what things mean. But it's still a little refreshing. I'm still not doing anything for color blindness or any other real accessibility stuff. I'm sure I'll need to get after that at some point, but for now, I'm just not really working on it. Oh, okay. Easy test. Well, um, is it the kind of standard like red green stuff? That's the most common, I guess, right? My dad just had eye surgery for what is it? Glaucoma or whatever. Is that right? No. Maybe he started getting like blurriness and stuff. But then he said apparently he's been seeing colors differently for a while because he just had the surgery and then just for some reason realized he was seeing color differently. I don't know, probably better. I'm not sure what it would be. That's nice. These are just like super tiny. Huh. I did pick this when I played um when I played Francisco yesterday. I picked A, and the reason I did that is so I could rush the end of the game. And I actually think that was probably the right call. So that was kind of cool that A actually was relevant. I don't know if you saw this, Mike, but I added a fourth meeple. Maybe you did. So the ability that was on that card was just way too strong. This is really strong too, but reducing the cost of all locations to one meeple was insane. And then he actually got the guy who was playing and was starting to collect the abilities, Seth. He claimed 3 of them. One of them allowed you one of them reduces all of the costs of buildings, of activating a building, to 1 worker. The other one lets you ignore the rules, the worker placement rules for blocking. So you could just, and I let him copy himself. So he almost created an infinite loop. He might have I just wasn't really paying attention at that point. I was kind of back and forth doing other stuff. Yeah, I think marking it differently, different look, is helpful there. I'm still scared to look at the town hall, but I'll come back to it soon. Yeah, this is way, way better. Just way more consistent here. To put costs in the yellow, or even here, just turn it yellow and just make them related to a cost. And then everything in gray being the benefit. Except, of course, here it doesn't work at the gift shop. But this is a nice clarification. That's fine. I love the new sizing. I think that's going to make a huge difference. And this should probably come in on the other side. We'll see if I can. I think I can actually just take this off, because doing this earns the meeple. So you don't need to. I don't need to say. I think I can basically just do this. And I could probably take this right off too. Let's line them up. Right, I think this should be fine. Whoops. Are you going to PAX Unplugged, Mike? Oops. No conventions. That's great. I think this will, yeah, this will serve my purpose as well here. Man, how good is surface area? I remember biology. That's one of the what, the laws that life tends to like surface area. So it's kind of nice to achieve some here. Okay, now we're at a crossroads, because before I look at these, I'm gonna go back and revisit. Oh, let me change this. I have this language, I mean visual language, so I might as well reuse it. Yeah. It's crazy. This stuff is old. You know what? I started this design last November. That's when this thing got going. So I should probably you give me one more thing. So one is actually nothing. So I can just put like a big X, I guess. Wait. No, at the end, of course. No, I need to flip stuff. So flip and flip the warehouse. And this sentence is getting a little bit long, I think. Where's the gift shop? And I'll just add one of these. Friday, 11/14. Give this just a little more space. And then at the end of round 3, what's a good way to... I just got a message from Alec, who's been coming on Mondays. Well, he came for the costume party. He came last week. And he said, I'm making a game. I need to print cards. What the heck? Let's do it. See, this is what I'm all about. Like, people getting excited about projects and just making it happen. I love it. I 100% love it. What do we do at the end of round 3? Okay, round 2 is essentially the same. So I'm going to do that over here. Oops. Okay. Oh, that's why I did that. Yeah. Okay, round 3 is going to... This does not happen. You know what, I can make this a little longer because I know I need to anyway. I need to add the... Oh, I can just borrow this. Okay. I'm really stretching the boundaries here of communication. Let's make it around 50. Okay. I feel like I'm spending too much time on this, but I think there is a payoff. In the end, I think there is a payoff. Okay, for round 3. Okay, I like this. And I'm just gonna drop it down here for you need to be locked. Call it 2. Okay, I think, let's see, I'm at about an hour and a half. What in the world? All right, the big question is, what can I do about the town hall? I've avoided it until now, but now it's time. Maple syrup. So Francisco got basically really hurt. I mean, in terms of performance during the game, he got really hurt by the fact that he didn't really internalize that this is the first player that the town hall, the main purpose of the town hall, at least up until this point, is to get the first player token. So I think he just kind of assumed that first player just never changes. And so then his suggestion was to like really visually represent the first player token very differently than relative to what the syrup, what the bottles look like, which makes a ton of sense. Okay, it looks like I have room now to go. These are grouped. So Mike, one of the areas either for expansion or to add a building is coming from experimenting with sending cubes to the town hall instead of to the grant office. That was one of the major recent developments that solves a couple of problems, including the fact that if the grant office comes up late, then you're not accruing or accumulating cubes that would go toward a grant. So everything was just way too slow, and the grant office wasn't being utilized. So instead, what we have here is the cubes coming to the town hall. So even if the grant office is not available, at least the cubes are not wasted. That's the idea here. And what that also does is it opens up the possibility of more cards that let you interact with the cubes on the town hall. So I don't want to get too experimental at this stage, because I'm pretty happy with most of what's going on here. It's just that there is a possibility, if any of these buildings are just not working and they need to be changed, this is one possibility for a way to allow for a new type of interaction. Or a new mechanic. Or just using this mechanic in other ways. Is whistling irritating, like really irritating coming from this microphone? I have no idea. I just sometimes have a habit of whistling. Fine to me. I guess if you just hate what's in it. It might be an issue. I don't know. I imagine it sort of just sounds shrill and strange coming through little speakers. I think I really like the term design space here, because I think with that's the question. It's like with this different way of managing um, the cubes, you know, when you interact with certain buildings. If I'm a musically inclined person, I get it. Oh, good. What do you play? I forget. Or what do you do? I don't remember if we've talked about that. Guitar. Oh yeah, nice. That's also my main instrument. Do you do like coffee shop stuff? Do you do mostly what I do is like church stuff these days. I have done a fair number of little concerts and things like that too, but not in a while. Oh, you know what I was gonna do? Shoot. Oh, this is tough. Hmm. I think what I'm gonna try here is I'm gonna kind of crowd this right side a little bit. Like there's a whole bunch of benefits coming off of this right side. Shrink that down, bring that over as well. And then this will be the only card that does this. It has, this could be a big risk, but I'm gonna go for it. I mean, just for the sake of continuity, this is gonna feel like a risk. What was that? I used to do coffee shop stuff, did the whole band thing, played in a few different states. Then I had to sell my gear to afford living in at one point in my life and rebuilding my collection. Gotcha. Yeah. Not easy. So you were you like lead guitar kind of stuff, like shredding, mic shredding? I bet you were. Okay, now what I can do is add. Oh man. Where was it? It was on an old version of the town hall, I believe. I might have taken it. Rhythm guitar, the other guitarists I play with have always been much better than me. Yeah, I'm basically all rhythm guitar as well. I mean, I can do some basic like folk style, finger style stuff. Not a lot of melody playing, but some. But I mean, for church, the main thing is like, engaging the congregation. So that's the big challenge for me. And I mean, of course, a band is doing that too, or in a band, like the lead singer, or whoever might be doing the same thing. But I find that it's a specific skill set that I've picked up mostly from like summer camp. That's where it started for me. Just keeping part of. I mean, what I ended up being able to help with the most is settings like I'm going to be doing it actually next week. There's a retreat up at our summer camp called Adventure Family Retreat. So it's young kids, but just that ability to engage the group and kind of talk and play and lead and play at the same time. It's just that the sort of fundamentals there. But that's one of the things that I notice a lot of people have trouble with, and it's not so much trouble for me. So I can have a nice time and be very comfortable leading a group. I like to call it technical rhythm, though. If you're familiar with John Brown from Monuments, he's an inspiration for me. Ideal rhythm guitarist. So I'll have to have a listen. I can imagine a little of what you're talking about. Yeah, finding a nice space for yourself to add something, but you're not necessarily in the narrative spotlight, so to speak. A lead guitarist is probably, they're doing a lot more talking, and you've got that nice foundational layer going. Yikes, Andy McKee, what the heck, yeah. I don't know this other guy, Antoine. What was Andy McKee's kind of like breakout song? I forget what it was, but it was one of the early, I felt like it was one of the earlier like kind of viral things for an acoustic, or that I noticed. Maybe it was like kind of early days of YouTube or something. Does it have something to do with water, maybe? I forget. Drifting. That's the one. Yeah, I would love to be able to have that ability with fingerstyle. I don't think I know Rylan. Oh no, what happened to... I guess I just have to recreate one here. Overall, I'm really, really liking this change. It's kind of annoying to do this, but I think the card size is a much, much better option. Also, I think I'm really going to appreciate this here. Because they're all worth 2 anyway, so there was nothing really keeping me from doing something like this. It just didn't occur to me. Huh. It is not liking this. Interesting. Because this is not right. Get rid of that. I wonder why it's doing that. I mean, I guess it's fine. Let me just get this. Like, that's not insanely busy. It's pretty busy, but it's not crazy, I guess. Like, I don't love it, but I think it'll be okay. What if I move this up and then actually move these into the middle? Well, I think it's partly okay because the Town Hall is an unusual card, and it's a really important one. So I think this actually might be okay. Let me get a slash. The other reason why I want to join them like this is that I want it to be clear that you're still blocking the card if you activate it like this. And then in this way, like this is down here on this side, these can shift over just a little bit. Maybe not, but maybe it's fine. I don't love the lack of balance here, but whatevs. Oh, you know what I can do is I can do something just like this. Because these are all... These are all benefits. This is centered, definitely. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think that that works actually. So what they'll do is they'll just place their meeple right here in the center. And then it's either one to get all this stuff or it's two to resolve a mayor's favorite card or a mayor card. Yeah, I like it. What's nice is what I like about this little system is that um, it's that taking a mayor card or resolving a mayor card also blocks the town hall, and so that's a nice little feature. So you could. Oh no, actually, wait a minute. Ah, shoot. Hmm. Okay, I just thought of something, and it has to do with the fact that you probably should not be able to block the person resolving these cards. The reason for that is that I don't want too many dead spots in a board that's already pretty small. Right? So I think what I will do is I'll go back to this idea. So the town hall, it could, what I'm going to try first is to essentially treat it as if it's two separate cards. I feel like that will be, I think that's a better option here. Again, the reason is because there is already a risk of having a couple of dead spots. Like after a few turns. So it feels like I should probably put a little tiny line in there. Because for a second I liked the interaction, but let's say I just jump into the town hall to block you from getting a trophy. I think that's okay, except then I don't know. I don't love the idea. So I want to try this first. And I think there is enough space for it, so that's why I'm a little more comfortable doing that. This, it could be confusing now. because it's not like these what's happening in the town hall really doesn't have anything to do with what's going on up here, is the point. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I still don't really love this coming up all the way. So I'm just gonna make a little box, send it back here to cover up the situation. Oh. Go all the way across, all the way across. Okay. Yeah, I think I like this as a development. It does let me simplify. It lets me simplify the I'll bring this back down. The mayor cards just a little bit. And yeah, I think that will be good. I mean, just a touch less to explain on the card, right? That's one thing. And it'll take up less space. Hmm. Yeah, so I feel good about this. I feel well. I'm really glad to get the words off of this card. These off of the sugar bush. I'm sure this will not. It's just a touch of a reminder, but it's not extremely understandable. This I want to remember to take off. Yeah, I think I've applied basically the changes that came out of the last few playtests here. And yeah, I like the detail of adding the name to the buildings. I like having shifted everything together. So if there's a cost and a benefit, I think that's helpful. Town Hall, I'm excited to see if this is as clear as it needs to be. Oh, I haven't changed the portrait cards yet. That's okay. That's for another day. Wow, 2 hours of work here. All right. Well, thanks for joining. Mike, I'll message you, I guess, but from what it sounded like, you were available in about an hour and 15 minutes. I think that's okay. I do have quite a bit of work to get done for class, but I think I have most of the afternoon work on it. But that is important. So actually, if we stick with your 9 p.m. time, then that lets me work until 4 my time. And I think that would actually be really helpful. Just try to knock all that out and be ready for some play testing. That sounds good to me. Anyway, we'll be in touch. Thanks for joining. And to everybody else, have a great day. I will see you soon.